they're robbed of the opportunity to become their own individual person, to be curious, to explore, to retain information. A lot of adults I see who had traumatic experiences in childhood have huge blocks of time that they don't remember from childhood. Their brain is primed to protect them, not to learn and grow. And so the more we can educate folks on why it is so important to create safe spaces, why arguing and fighting in front of children or using them in the middle, even again, like rarely do I meet a parent who is doing it consciously and purposefully. It is a byproduct of going through something really painful when your family is getting dissolved. Knowledge is power in that regard of, hey, these are going to have lasting impacts on your children. And there are other ways that we can approach this, but also for the institutions to become informed. So I worked at a psychiatric facility and we still had to go through repeated training of, hey, what is trauma informed? Because when you have that many moving parts, it's very easy to dismiss things as conscious choices of poor behavior as opposed to, hey, this is a trauma, fight or flight response from someone. And we would see that often where if somebody is quote unquote acting out in a situation, well, they're trying to get attention. They're trying to do this. Okay, but why? Why would someone act that way? What could have happened to this person that they're not able to make meaningful connections with others, that this is the only reason or the only way that they know how to seek attention? That has been a reinforced behavior. So when we see that in kids, finding ways to help them find more healthier approaches, but also like making sure those core needs are met. If those needs aren't met, it doesn't matter how much higher order thinking we try and do. Your brain literally can't process it. As you know, your brain cannot think critically if you're trying to figure out if you're going to be able to eat that day, if you're safe physically or psychologically. You can't. You're not going to be able to retain your multiplication tables. You're not going to be able to do any of those things. So if we can't maintain those foundational layers, then everything else is kind of moot. So that kind of information for the court systems, for law. I recently was able to get an opportunity. I'm now the secretary for the parenting coordination subcommittee, and we're working on that of how do we work.
Is that for the family law section of the Florida Bar, or?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm so excited because they've opened it up with more and more mental health support of, okay, how do we really instill this into what we're doing, and how do we inform and work collaboratively like you've been discussing? How do we do this best together? Everyone's intentions are good. So how do we inform each other? And the collaborative process with that has been very eye-opening for me as well, as someone who is not a lawyer, who has